What is up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Make Every Second Count Live with me, your host, and international award-winning Make Every Second Count speaker. Now, I am so pumped up for tonight. Now, I know. I say that every week, but I really am tonight because tonight's guest is really the epitome of Make Every Second Count. She has done so much after being diagnosed with what she was diagnosed with. And it was crazy, let me tell you that. So I ask you guys if you would please hit that like button, hit that share button, share it with as many people as you can, and keep those comments coming because we want to have a conversation and not just make a presentation to you. So if you have any questions or something strikes you, put it in the comments. Let us know. And with no further ado, I would like to bring to the stage the awesome woman, Risa. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Jeff, you are the coolest. I'm so grateful to be here.
No, you are the coolest. And I'm grateful that you are actually here. I really appreciate it because I know you are a busy person and it's amazing. I was messaging with her a little while ago and she says, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in a work meeting right now." And I normally put a little more thought into the title, but I'm in a work meeting. And that's like, and she's still messaging me back. So pretty amazing. Thank you for that, Risa.
You bet.
So if you would like to go ahead and tell everybody a little about yourself, tell everybody who you are, what you do, and where you're from, I would absolutely love that. I'm going to be inviting a few people on my phone, so I'm looking down, but I still am paying attention.
Okay, excellent. My name is Risa August. I'm based in Colorado, and I'm an author, a speaker, a Gestalt practitioner, and a patient advocate.
Ooh, so what is a Gestalt practitioner?
I get that question quite a bit. So Gestalt is a term that is loosely, a German word that is loosely defined as wholeness. And it's a therapeutic modality that is very experiential, non-traditional, and it has more of a holistic approach to it.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I've had a lot of people recently that have taken more of the holistic approach to their healthcare, and I find that to be fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So I happen to know because of my own story. You see, when I was 17, I was involved in a very serious car accident. I spent 2.5 months in a coma and 3.5 in the hospital. And as you can imagine, it wasn't good. I shouldn't be walking right now, but I am. And I know that there are some things that you have to grow through in order to get through, especially life likes to put them in the way. And so, has there been anything that you have had to grow through?
Oh my goodness, yes. One thing specifically is in 2018, I was diagnosed with a tumor at the base of my brain that also came along with a rare disease that essentially destroys the body over time. That's probably the easiest way to put it. And I went from being an Ironman athlete and my goodness, an overachiever.
Ironman athlete?
Yes.
Wow. Now that is cool.
I was pretty intense with my fitness. And I did that in every part of my life. I really had to do everything perfectly and really well. And I had my own wedding and event planning business, and I was very detail oriented and organized, and then all of a sudden this diagnosis, and nothing would ever be the same again.
Man, it's so strange how life, it takes so long to build up. It's like everything you want doesn't come overnight, and it takes forever to build up to that, what you want. And then it can all be taken away so quickly in the blink of an eye. Even that is one of the big things that I say about Make Every Second Count, because just like me, age 17, I went to high school that morning, was prepared, I was headed to lunch, and a semi truck ran a red light. And all those dreams, all those aspirations that I had previously were just gone. Everything was taken away in that quick blink of an eye. So I happen to know about that. But you did tell me something that I am fascinated with. Now, this was, I think, before your diagnosis, but I heard that you rode a bike from Canada to Mexico.
Yes, this was actually after my diagnosis.
Oh, after. Awesome.
And
Well, I don't know if that's awesome, but it's like, wow, the after craziness.
yes, it was post surgery and radiation treatment, and I was really at that moment in my life, sitting on the couch. I tell everyone about these tattered gray sweatpants I had been wearing for what seemed like years. And I remember sitting on the couch, and I could barely leave the house. I had no energy, no motivation, muscle weakness, fatigue. And I really made a conscious decision of, I need something to live for. And so I decided I was going to ride my bike from Canada to Mexico.
That is really, like, I guess that's bravery, but that is also like, you were inspired to live. You were inspired to get out of those gray tattered sweatpants that you were wearing. And you decided that you could do something amazing, just because I assume people told you shouldn't, or you couldn't do this anymore. Is that correct?
That is correct. I remember making a decision to do this, and so I decided I was going to start promoting it. I just wanted people to share my story. These tumors that they call rare are actually believed not to be rare. They say 1 in 4, 1 in 5 people are walking around with these tumors, only
Wow.
they're difficult to diagnose. And I remember having a hard time finding information about this disease and this tumor I had. So I decided I'm going to spread some information. And so I'm going to tell people about this bike ride, and I'm going to wear a jersey that has, talks about this. And all of a sudden, before I knew it, it just took off. And sorry, I kind of lost my thought there, but
No, you're good.
but yeah, it just kind of took off from there, and I started spreading awareness, and I actually wrote a book about it too.
That is so cool. And we will get to your book in a bit, but there's some more that I want to find out. So, how exactly does this disease affect you?
Hmm. Oh gosh, yes. How do I sum this up um, nice and tidy? So essentially, what this disease does is it dumps excessive amounts of growth hormone into my body. And so eventually, I don't stop growing, and
Wow.
my bones grow, they change, joints stop fitting together properly, tissues grow. This means organs grow. A lot of people who pass from this disease pass from an enlarged heart. Um, and the fatigue is immense. I mean, the list goes on. But going from being an Ironman athlete to, I mean, I can barely probably walk a mile and a half very comfortably. There's a lot of pain because all my bones have grown and my joints, nothing fits together properly. Things are just kind of all out of whack. And so there are medications out there that can control this disease, but they don't always work. And if people get diagnosed early enough, they can potentially go on to live a more normal life. And it's too late for me, but my goal is to, make enough noise that other people will start getting diagnosed earlier.
Yeah, that is really admirable that you are doing that, and you are taking that on your back, and you're carrying the water for other people, and that's admirable.
Ugh.
So I find that, yeah, wow. That inspires me to keep going too. So I need to say hi to my dad who's watching. He's a loyal fan of the show, or he's a loyal fan of me. I'm not sure which. But thank you so much, Dad, for watching. But guys, I need you out there to do me a favor right now. I need you to hit that like button. I need you to show Risa that you are feeling what she is going through. You are there to support her, because I know you guys are. I am, in fact. Here, wait. I'll hit the like button. I'll hit the hearts. Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm sorry that you're going through all this pain and things and tiredness, but how exactly did you go riding a bike for so long if you're in such pain?
Yes. Well, my goodness. Cycling, I have less pain with cycling. It was something I could still do. I could no longer run, but I could still bike, and with minimal pain. And so, when you kind of go through a life altering situation, you reflect on your life. You look at your life differently. And
Yeah.
so I pulled out my bucket list, and I'm like, I'm going to do all the things I ever wanted. I'm going to try all the things I've wanted to try. I'm going to do everything. And I always wanted to bike coast to coast, but I didn't like any of the routes. So I decided I was going to bike border to border. And I have to say, despite all the pain and the challenges that come with it, I really see it as a gift, because I'm a better person all around. I'm better. I'm nicer. I'm more compassionate. I have more patience. I have, gosh, you name it. I live more fully. I savor things. I see the world brighter and more colorful. And so it really does feel like a gift. for me.
You know, that sounds strange, and to a lot of people, first of all, I understand this, but to a lot of people, that is going to sound strange.
Mhm.
How is seeing life well, I know how seeing life differently is a gift, but how how can you say that going through what you're going through is a gift?
Hmm. Wow, that's a great question. I don't know that going through what I'm going through, I wouldn't say I love it and it brings me joy, but what I would say is this diagnosis offered me an opportunity to live life more fully and as a better version of myself.
All right, I want to point something out here. So, guys, notice how she said opportunity. That her situation or anybody's situation that they're going through is an opportunity. An opportunity to do something differently. And no matter what that opportunity is like, it's worth taking. And I tell you that I have found, like, people ask me all the time if I had the chance to go back and my car wreck never happened to me, would I take that chance? And
Hmm.
I tell them no,
Hmm.
not at all, because I understand. Hi, Risa, real. So we got two Risas in the house.
Well,
I understand that it would be much easier to go back and have all those dreams over again and have all the abilities that I had before all over again. But I wouldn't do that because I am so much more now.
hmm.
Granted, I can no longer ride my bike like I used to, but I go out and I speak to schools. I've been to South America. I've been to Africa speaking. I never could have imagined doing those things before. And that is just amazing. So what made you decide to seek that opportunity in your situation?
Again, it goes back to the moment on the couch in the tattered gray sweatpants. I, I, I just felt like this is no way to live. So if I'm gonna live, I'm gonna live.
Make every second count.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That is awesome. So I have to ask, other people are out there going through things in their life, and a lot of times they're not the same as what you and I went through, and that's all right. But do you have any suggestions so other people can find the opportunity in their obstacles?
Yes, I would say don't focus on what you can't do or what's not possible, or don't focus on the can'ts. Start asking yourself, well, what can I do?
That is, I mean, I make that point all the time. And in fact, Nick Vujicic, who was wore no arms and no legs, he makes that statement all the time. And actually, when I go into the schools here in my town and we go through a gratitude exercise, I showed them a video of Nick Vujicic, and that is really cool. So I have to point out here that Risa Real said that she can relate to that statement that you just made. So people are feeling what you're talking about. Hi, Diana. And I just want you to know that you have a voice. You are more powerful than you know. And I want everybody to realize that they're more powerful than they know.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much that you can do. Just search for that stuff that you can do. Don't look for the stuff you can't do, because that's going to do nothing but bring stress, depression, anxiety, all kinds of stuff that isn't good for you. But you talked a little about a book. So, can you tell us a little about your book and what is inside that book? What knowledge can we gain from that book? And then tell everybody how they can get that book.
Oh, absolutely. Is it okay if I show it?
You go for it.
Okay. So my book is called
The Road Unpaved.
The Road Unpaved, Border to Border with a Brain Tumor and a Bike.
Woo!
And it is about not only my diagnosis and the bike ride. It was a 6-week bike journey down the coast for 1,845 miles.
Wow.
But it also talks about the personal upheaval I was going through in my life as well. And, you know, I really had to dig deep and find that power within me, shift my mindset, and I realized that obstacles weren't something to block me. They were simply there's something to navigate, not to stop me. Just something to navigate.
I like that. Something to navigate.
Yeah. So again, The Road Unpaved, Border to Border with a Brain Tumor and a Bike. You can buy it on Amazon, or you can go to my book page at my website, risaaugust.com, RISA August, just like the month.com. And if you go to my book page, it gives you a whole list of other options for purchase.
That is awesome. I have to say so myself. But if you guys look on the screen right now, it tells you Risa August, and it's RISAAUGUST.com. And you can get her book. Can you show that one more time, please?
Yeah. And it's available on paperback, ebook, and I actually narrate it in an audiobook as well.
Woo! That's really cool. But so I'm wondering, what is one lesson that you have taken away from everything that you've had to go through?
The first thing that comes to mind, I'm sure there are many, but the first thing that comes to mind is be your own advocate. And that could really be in any situation. Mine was specific to speaking up to doctors and asking questions and doing the research and not settling for, generic answer, or, if I listened to doctors, they would have, several told me not to do the bike ride. And then I wouldn't be out inspiring others and bringing joy, and filling my life with joy. And if I didn't speak up, I might not have been diagnosed. I really had to fight for an MRI, and that's what found my tumor. So use your voice, speak up, be your own advocate, fight for yourself. You deserve it.
One other question that I didn't think of earlier, but it just came to me now. Is your tumor cancerous?
So it's interesting. These tumors are non-cancerous.
Good.
It's a touchy subject for me
Sorry.
because some doctors will say they're benign, but these tumors are in no way benign. They can cause blindness. What remains of my tumor is wrapped around my carotid artery. And then mine comes with this disease. This tumor causes this disease, which can essentially be terminal if we don't find treatment for it that works. So I remember my neurosurgeon. I sat in the room with him and I said something about, so is this tumor benign? And he said, I wouldn't say benign. And that has stuck with me because there's nothing in my life that's felt easy since this diagnosis. Yeah. And before that, only I didn't know what was going on before that.
Yeah, I completely understand that. More than you know, more than I think most people know.
Yeah, and these tumors often grow back. So that's another layer to the story.
That is so. I get. Well, I don't want to say sad, but that is so sad. I can't come up with a better word for that. But I'm curious about one other thing. So, do you have any contact information you would like people to have so they can either find out more about your situation or just talk to you?
Yes, I have a ton of information on my website. Again, risaaugust.com, and Risa is spelled with one S. And you can easily my contact information is on my website, or you can find me on Instagram or Facebook at Risa Unleashed, as well as LinkedIn under Risa August.
Risa August. Sorry, I'm putting this in the comments. RisaAugust.com. And then Risa Unleashed on IG. Is it underscore Unleashed or
no? Just Risa Unleashed, one word. Yep.
All right. Well, that's cool, and I'm glad you're no longer on a leash.
Living without constraints. Yep.
That's good. Well, you keep that that leash off yourself because leashes aren't fun. Well, I don't know, but
I'm happier
yeah,
without all the constraints and more of a open heart and mindset.
That's cool. All right, so I put both of those things in the comments there, but I need you guys out there to do me a favor. A couple favors. First of all, I need you to hit that like button as many times as you can right now. And then hit the share button. And then don't forget that this week, next week, and for the rest of your life, you have to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when the seconds are going to run out on your one life. Just one. That's all we get. So thank you again, Risa. I hope to see everybody back here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, don't forget to make every second count. Thank you, Risa.
Thank you.